Xi Jinping, a biography, written by Zhong Wen. Chapter 15 Annexation of Taiwan. Taiwan is the last piece of fat that the communist devil will want to swallow. The fight against Chiang is not complete until Taiwan is captured. Mao tried for 30 years, but failed. Deng Xiaoping and other successors had the will, but had no capacity either. Xi Jinping is ambitious, and so accelerating the pace of annexation to unite Taiwan has been part of CCP's dream since 1949. Taiwan's economic prosperity and rise in Asia is very attractive to mainland China, and more importantly, Taiwan's freedom and democracy, like a lighthouse, emits light and shines on the other side of the Taiwan Strait, making Xi and CCP more afraid of. Since Taiwan opened up to mainland tourism in the 1980s, the number of mainland compatriots visiting Taiwan has increased year after year, and all those who have been to Taiwan have been impressed and praised Taiwan. In 2012, the famous writer Han Han wrote an article, The Wind of the Pacific, about his experience of visiting Taiwan, concluding that the most beautiful scenery in Taiwan is the people. The mainland compatriots praised the good moral character of the Taiwanese. The Guangzhou New Weekly then even published a 200-page special report to recommend Taiwan to its readers. The result of the New Weekly's trip to Taiwan, exactly as we had envisioned in advance, because of its respect for Confucius and religious freedom, Taiwan has many Christian believers. The morality of mainland society cannot be compared with Taiwan. All mainlanders who have been to Taiwan can see that Taiwan's freedom and democracy has become a role model, causing greater fear of the Xi communist dictatorship, which must be eaten up by Taiwan. Taiwan is protected by the U.S.-Taiwan Relations Act, and the United States continues to sell defense weapons to strengthen Taiwan's defense. If the Xi Communist Party really dares to send troops to Taiwan, he is afraid of U.S. intervention. America is not a paper tiger, and China is not a real dragon. And the forceful violation of Taiwan is simply unpopular. The army may not always listen to the command. Therefore, the use of force has to be used only as a form of intimidation, which is difficult to do in practice. There are polls within the CCP, 2/3 of which advocate maintaining the status quo and intend a peaceful solution. The Chinese Communist Party's means of peaceful solution is to induce, unify and infiltrate, and to open up Taiwan's capital economically, which is beneficial to the development of the mainland economy also. Thus, they can attract Taiwanese people, making them accept the CCP's united front politically, in creating a cross-strait family atmosphere to soften Taiwan people who will go with the CCP. The CCP has given preferential treatment to Taiwan's economic and trade exchanges, and even Taiwan's local fruits are open for sale on the mainland to buy the hearts of Taiwanese people. Taiwan's richest businessman, Kuo Taiming, has opened one electronics factory after another in Shenzhen and other places, reaping great economic benefits and helping mainland industries to take off. In 2020, he is going to run for the post of the president, and even shouted the slogan of "National Defense depends on peace" in Taiwan, but he has no support. The CCP and KMT had two corporations in the past. The CCP wants to use the old relationship with the old KMT to develop a new corporation in the new era. The members of KMT, like Lin Chan, Song Chuyu, Hao Bo-Cun, etc., visited the mainland. The CCP offered them high national-level treatment to draw them in. When Xi Jinping came to power, he developed such a relationship even more, insisting on a peaceful solution for Taiwan. On November 7, 2015, Xi Jinping successfully enticed Taiwan's Ma Ying-jeou and met him in Singapore. Although the meeting between the two sides was openly reciprocal, and both sides addressed each other as Mr. instead of President and Chairman, the most crucial thing was that the meeting was held under the One China principle. The One China principle of Xi Jinping is of course Beijing's Big China, whereas Taipei's is a small Taiwan. The Xi-Ma meeting was the first step in Xi Jinping's dream to achieve the first step to eat Taiwan, and was a peaceful solution of the big breakthrough. Ma Ying-jeou is united with the CCP. Taiwanese don't like it. Ma does not have a broad support base from the public. The slogans of hand in hand, mutual benefit and win-win, blood is thicker than water, are the CCP's crowning glory. After the Mashi meeting, 87% of the people polled consider themselves Taiwanese and 6% consider themselves Chinese in Taiwan. The general public fears that Taiwan will gradually become part of China and be eaten up by the Communist Party after the Mashi meeting. The French news agency Agence France-Presse has devoted an article to Xi Jinping as a decoy. Taiwan expresses its disgust at Ma Ying-jeou's KMT shaking hands with Xi Jinping's Communist Party with votes. In May 2016 presidential election in Taiwan, DPP's Tsai Ing-wen was elected president by a high margin receiving 6.89 million votes, that is 56%, while KMT's Chu Liluan got 3.81 million votes, that is 31%, and pro-democratic party's James Soong got 1.57 million votes, i.e. 13%. Xi Jinping's unification with Taiwan has failed to work. Tsai Ing-wen, who does not even recognize the 1992 consensus and the One China table, the Chinese Communist Party has no choice but to offer a diplomatic baton. Xi Jinping, with his stolen state power, has used the power of Greater China and taken 1.4 billion people's hard-earned money in economic aid as an inducement to entice Taiwan's diplomatic states to fall to Beijing. Since May 2016, when Tsai Ing-wen became president, by September 2019, 7 countries have been induced by Xi Jinping to break diplomatic relations with Taiwan and establish diplomatic relations with Beijing. Taiwan has had 47 diplomatic allies since the 1950s but has significantly reduced since 1970 with only 15 diplomatic allies so far. However, even for countries that have broken off diplomatic relations with the Republic of China, they still maintain economic and cultural exchanges and offices for the practical interests of the country, and the exchange of visas for nationals is not affected. In the 2020 Taiwan election, Han Kuo-yu, who has a clear heart for the people, won the hearts of the people. But due to the KMT's ambiguous posture of peace and China, she lost to Tsai Ing-wen, who is pro-US and anti-China. Tsai got 8.17 million votes, Han got 5.52 million votes, the DPP got 61 seats in the legislature, and 38 seats in the National Assembly. The DPP got 61 seats and the KMT 38 seats. Xi Jinping has always threatened to eat Taiwan by force despite the 500 million people living in abject poverty with only a few hundred yuan a month. She scraped the wealth of 1.4 billion people to develop weapons. Since coming to power, he has developed the navy with the power of a single country, and various offensive ships have been built and launched like dumplings into boiling water. 90 new large warships have been built in the past 5 years and put into the Navy. 3 more large warships were delivered to the Navy in April 2021. One is a 40,000-ton amphibious landing assault ship, which can carry 30 helicopters, multiple attack tanks and combat vehicles, 2 battalions of troops, and a close-range missile launch system, equivalent to an aircraft carrier, which adds up to 3 aircraft carriers for the Communist Army. Also launched for service are nuclear submarines and a 10,000-ton destroyer, both of which are intimidating. Xi Jinping put on his military uniform and personally attended the ceremony to deliver the ships to the Navy to show his prowess. At present, the number of communist warships cruising in the western Pacific Ocean is 4 to 5 times bigger than that of the U.S. warships, and they have an overwhelming advantage over Taiwan by land, sea, and air, in addition to CCP's air force and nuclear weapons, enough to scare the Taiwanese to death. Ma Ying-jeou was so frightened that he said, "The first war is the final war," meaning that Taiwan will be dead once the Communist Army sends its troops. Besides Xi Jinping's weapon threatening Taiwan, CCP launched an unprecedented propaganda repeatedly called, "The motherland must be unified," and is necessarily unified, as if the arrow was on the string, must eat Taiwan into the stomach in order to meet his pursuit of a third term in 2022. But Taiwan has the backing of the United States. Will Xi Jinping dare to fire the first shot? Once the war starts, the battlefield is not limited to the Taiwan Strait. Modern warfare is comprehensive and three-dimensional. The battlefield does not distinguish between the front and back. Xi Jinping can hide underground to give orders. I am afraid that Xi Jinping will be dead in some underground command center before the Communist Army succeeds in landing on Taiwan. Besides, not many people within the Chinese Communist Party agree to use force on Taiwan, so Xi Jinping cannot command it. Will all the generals of the Communist Army listen to him? Will he be able to withstand internal opposition? Taiwan can be invincible and crush any plot to eat Taiwan as long as it is like Israel, not afraid to be scared, resilient and sworn to defend itself. Taiwan is the only remaining spark of Chinese civilization on the mainland, which has been occupied by the communist evil. Taiwan should not only stand firm, but also be prepared to stretch its arms and legs across the mainland, so that the flame of civilization can be rekindled all over the mainland. Xi Jinping seems to be huge and unbeatable, but his internship is always Xi Swell, as the Beijingers call him, and he is a loner. Taiwan has an absolute advantage not only in terms of justice, but also in terms of the hearts and minds of the people. In addition to holding fast to the island, Taiwan should be justified in launching a counterattack against the Communist Party on the mainland, with civilization and justice on the side of Taiwan, and all the people of Taiwan should attack the Communist Party, exposing the evil of the Communist Party, revealing the unprecedented disaster caused by the Communist Party to the mainland, and the unprecedented catastrophe caused by the spread of the virus today, and arousing the righteous indignation of the whole of China and all mankind. All should work hard to make Xi Jinping step down as soon as possible. Some people in Taiwan say that the China-US conflict is intensifying. Taiwan is caught in the middle, more trouble than good. This is wrong. The intensification of the conflict between the United States and China is the result of Uncle Sam's awakening in recent years. The USA cannot be deceived and is angry against the common devil. The United States is on the side of Taiwan. This is the blessing of Taiwan and is the greatest guarantee of Taiwan's security. This will crush any peaceful reunification tactics of the United Front.